Hey guys, let's talk allergies today in dogs. Allergies are incredibly common and incredibly challenging. Even as a veterinarian, guys, it's one of the most challenging conversations I have with a pet parent. Most pet parents come in and they're like, Dan, just let's figure out what's causing these allergies. Let's just figure it out. And unfortunately, as a general practitioner veterinarian, I just can't figure it out sometimes. A lot of times, I don't figure it out. I tell them you have to go see a dermatologist to figure it out. That's the thing, guys. When you come see a general practitioner like myself, I do my very best to try to figure out exactly how to manage the allergy, how to make the doggy feel better. And in some cases, we figure it out. But in most cases, we're just cutting the allergy into either a food-based allergy or environmental allergies. That's why people come in. My game plan is really dissecting out those two things. If somebody wants to diagnose an allergy, unfortunately, you have to go see a dermatologist. Now, some veterinarians do blood tests, but I'm definitely pretty uncomfortable doing that because I do a lot of blood tests, I do a lot of workups. But a dermatologist went to school. I go to school for 8 years. They go to school for additional at least 5 years beyond me, and all they do is skin. They are going to be able to put your money and your time to much better use than me, a general practitioner. I'm running around, I'm doing spays, I'm patching up doggies, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And then to think that I can just sit down and pump out a diagnosis for a chronic allergy, that is not something that I think a general practitioner can just do on a whim. So with that being said, I do feel like myself and other general practitioners can do a really good job, guys, at talking about environmental and food. So here's the deal. I usually say, let's control a situation. So we need to make sure the doggy's comfortable. So starting an allergy pill or a steroid or an antihistamine or just please use something to calm down the red itchy skin is really important. Or even a shampoo. You guys pick, talk to your vet. Now, talking about food, I tell everybody you should definitely pick a novel protein. So pick a protein that your doggy hasn't had yet. You can do a rabbit, you can do an alligator, you can do a soy-based or some kind of limited protein. Try to get away from the mainstream proteins that your doggy's been exposed to, like chicken, and that may be causing problems. Now, food allergies take a while. They take a while to resolve. So we should be giving something to help calm the allergies as a doggy goes on their new diet, right? What I encourage people to do is let's treat the problem, and then also let's manage the food allergy by changing the food. Now, as we treat the allergy, you may be treating the environmental allergy, and you probably are. And once the food allergy is put more in check over weeks or months by changing your diet and being really picky about what goes in your doggy, you can then try to take back some of the different allergy meds you're giving. Now, if you have both problems, like a food and environmental, you may have a doggy that doesn't need as much medicine in the future. So it is really helpful, even if you don't have a full 100% food allergy, it is helpful to try to tweak the diet to see if you can get a more comfortable doggy, because that may mean no allergy pills or very few allergy pills to control the environmental allergy. So again, everybody, we're going to focus on environment and food, and we're going to manage those two things the best we possibly can. Of course, if you want to get it diagnosed, if you want help in that regard, you really should go see a dermatologist because they're the ones that are really going to help you carry it to the finish line to figure out the underlying cause. And by hopefully addressing that, you can then address secondary problems and long-term allergies in a more effective and efficient way. The dermatologist is expensive. So expect that going into it. And if you don't have pet insurance, considering pet insurance before you have a problem can be incredibly helpful. As always, guys, my name's Dan. I'm a veterinarian. I really appreciate you guys watching, and best of luck with your doggy's allergies. Take care. Bye.